the second part of our League One playoff semi-final second leg double header this bank holiday Monday, and we are in West London now. We've got Somerset. For West London is Brentford against Swindon, poised at 1-1 from the first leg and awaiting the winners at Wembley on May the 19th in the playoff final are Yeovil, who beat Sheffield United by 2-0 in our earlier kick-off, 2-1 on aggregate. Carl Robinson, the NK Dons manager, alongside me, and Peter Beagrie as well. Carl, you mentioned this earlier, but how difficult a place is Griffin Park to go to?
I think one of the hardest. That is as intense as you're going to get. And
that's as tight as corridor as you're going to get, isn't it?
Once you get in the dressing room, that's even worse than the corridor.
Where you get on the pitch, it's as narrow as that. It's like playing on a railway track.
It's brilliant, but what you do in the defence, the fans and the players, they use that to their advantage, and the record speaks for itself there.
What are you going for, score-wise? Prediction, who's going through?
I got the last one massively wrong, didn't I?
Hence the banner.
Yeah, who? I went for Brentford at the beginning, and I wish the two teams good luck, because they ran by two good people, good players. But in my view, I think Brentford.
Peter?
Yeah, well, I went for Brentford and Yeovil, so I've got to stick with that as well. And I think, you know, because of the squad, because of the way he's been able to change it, and I just think they'll be able to impress their game on Swindon more than Swindon can on them.
More to come from Carl and Peter at half-time. You simply cannot beat the Football League playoffs, and you cannot beat them in the sunshine. Will it be the red of Brentford or the blue of Swindon heading to Wembley on May the 19th? Let's find out in the company of Andy Hinchcliffe and first Gary Weaver.
So Brentford are back to face their demons. Last Saturday they were inches away from the championship. Tears were shed on this patch of grass in West London as Doncaster danced in Brentford faces. Now Brentford are back and looking to finish the job this time. Well, it's been 48 hours since they last crossed paths, and Uwe Rosler has made 4 changes. The biggest story is the inclusion of Marcelo Trotter, who had Brentford's promotion in the palm of his hand 9 days ago and blew his big chance. He gets an opportunity to walk down the road to redemption. It's Bradley Wright-Phillips who drops out. Tony Craig is back after his 3-game ban. He steps in for Kevin O'Connor, who rescued Brentford on Saturday. Harry Forrester turned down Ajax to join Brentford. Not many players have done that. So Uwe Rosler has twisted, Kevin McDonald sticks. It's exactly the same 11 which started against Brentford. Massimo Luongo had a busy old day on Saturday. He scored a beauty, but then conceded a penalty. Alan McCormack is fit to play. He's the driving force in Swindon's midfield. Gary Roberts has a cultured left foot. He's an expert on the playoffs. He did get out of this division with Huddersfield via this route last May. Kevin O'Connor, who's part of the furniture around here, is on the Brentford bench, as is Bradley Wright-Phillips. It's the same Swindon support cast as Saturday. Well, this man didn't sleep for 2 nights after that moment just over a week ago, the penalty miss here, and Andy, Uwe has given him a chance to go and create some new, happier memories today.
Oh, absolutely, it's a big call. Most importantly, Uwe Rosler must be convinced that Trotter is mentally ready to go. His confidence seemingly hasn't been dampened by his error. The Brentford players have rallied around him. He's talented, but he's unpredictable. I think Brentford will be hoping he's able to exercise some of his demons with a winning goal this afternoon.
Massimo Luongo on loan from Tottenham. He had a major say on events on Saturday. Beautiful goal which put Swindon in front, but then he conceded that late penalty.
Yeah, he's hugely talented, but 20-year-olds, they're going to make mistakes, and Luongo went from hero to villain in that first leg, scored a stunning goal, as you said, then showed his naivety with that reckless lunge on Harry Forrester. But just like Trotter, I think Luongo's got to be mentally strong and put in a really controlled performance again.
Uwe Rosler is a studious character. Emotional character too, and he feels that this Brentford team, this squad he's assembled, is good enough to go into the championship, was good enough to go up automatically, and he was so close. But he's put that out of his mind now, as we heard in his pre-match interview. All thoughts on the playoffs. Well, when Swindon's tale is told, it will be about a season where their manager felt he had to leave, the owner sold up, there was a transfer embargo, but here they are, still fighting. Swindon have the know-how to navigate their way through the playoffs. History tells us that. Brentford normally fall flat on their faces, but is this the moment to stand tall? And maybe, just maybe, the hard luck story is out of the way this time for Brentford.
I think Brentford certainly have the edge. They've had a fantastic season here at Griffin Park, a real fortress, the best record at home in League One. They've got that late equaliser at the county ground, and And they've beaten Swindon twice this season in the league as well. So the edge is certainly Brentford's, but this is the playoffs and they are rarely predictable.
Griffin Park is absolutely bouncing. It's a beautiful day, not far from the Thames. And Wembley is so close. 6 miles to be exact from here. 90 minutes for one of these to book their place on Wembley Way 13 days from now. Swindon in the blue to get the ball rolling. 1-1 on aggregate. What tales will be written in the next 90 minutes plus?
I'm sure both managers talking to their players before they went out onto the Griffin Park pitches. Start quickly, let's start with a really good tempo, regardless of personnel and formation. Let's get heavily involved in the game. Let's don't stand and watch it go by.
Well, we've had the edgy first leg. Time to go for it. Adam Rooney with the throw. That's Shannon Logan looking for Trotter. Now Gary Roberts. Giving chase to that is Adam Rooney, and the cross on the cover is Harley Dean. And it will be a corner kick, despite Dean thinking it's a goal kick.
He just tries to shrug Williams off the ball there, and he just, as he does so, I think the ball just possibly just rolls over his foot. And that's why the referee has given the corner.
First test for Simon Moore in the Brentford goal. He's a very positive goalkeeper. He makes good decisions. Maybe one to make here already early on in this game. It's gone beyond him, and it's a beautiful save. Fabulous stop from Simon Moore. It went beyond him initially, but he managed to claw that out.
It's Aidan Flint with the final header. There's just not a lot of pace on it, and that's what gives the goalkeeper a chance just to claw this over the bar. It's a really positive start for Swindon. It is a good save, but any more pace on that ball, and it's passed more and into the net.
Flint and Ward at the near post. De Vera ready to make his move now. Ricochets away off Flint this time. There's McCormack. Really looking to pen Brentford in. That's a good claim from Simon Moore.
We saw it in the first leg. Anything flighted up towards the Brentford keeper, and he'll come and collect. And we talked so much about Marcelo Trotter, but his size as well. I just think maybe Brentford a little bit worried about Swindon on set pieces, and Trotter was all the way back there inside his own 6-yard box. So his height will actually prove vital for them defensively as well.
Ward winning that header. There's Diagaraga. Now Bidwell. Swindon were the dominant force on the whole in these two Mets on Saturday. They had a deserved lead till Brentford hit back through a last-minute penalty, which was ironic. Logan. Donaldson. Straight to McCormack. This is Adam Rooney. Staying off him. Forrester, who's a substitute in the first leg. A surging run, a beautiful ball too, looking for Donaldson, but off his line quickly was Foderingham.
It's a really good starting position by Wes Foderingham, and as a goalkeeper you have to appreciate what's happening in front of you. It's not all about crosses and saves. Through balls like that you have to come off your line quickly, and he anticipates that really well.
Martin Donaldson has been Brentford's main man for goals, 22 to be exact so far this season. No foul on Adeyemi. Trotter looking to spin away from Flint. Here's the experienced Ward.
And just that previous through ball from Harry Forrester, you can see why he's in the side. He's playing down the left-hand side, but he will tuck in on his right foot, and he'll look to create things for the centre forwards. It's not all about taking full-backs on and whipping crosses in.
Adeyemi. On loan here from Norwich. Now this is Craig, who's just back from a 3-game ban. He got involved with Dave Kitson against Sheffield United a few weeks ago. That's Bidwell. Diagaraga. This is Harley Dean. Adeyemi. Now it's Donaldson. Looking to link up with Forshaw. Nathan Byrne playing at left back again for Swindon today. Collected by Diagaraga. Griffin Park on the retreat, and he's under big pressure here from Adeyemi, who's managed to win that. The ball had crept out of play.
It was a high-tempo start from the home side. They're getting the ball forward at every opportunity, looking to turn that Swindon back four and try and use the pace and strength of Donaldson and Trotter as well. And I think Rossiter will be quietly pleased with the first 5 minutes of the game.
Brentford with the best home record in League One this season. No one pushes them around on home turf. Trotter. This is Forshaw. And pursued by Luongo. Forshaw was looking for the run of Forrester, and the assistant referee eventually puts his flag in the air. We always hear it's all about momentum when you come into the playoffs. These two haven't been in the best of form of late. Brentford haven't won in their last 4 games. Swindon have won 2 of their last 9, had that sticky spell towards the end of the season. We saw them at Doncaster on Easter Monday, and they never really got going.
Well, this is it. A lot of people talk about the form going into the playoffs, but it's all about what you do when you're in the playoffs. These two-legged ties are very difficult to kind of even mentally sort yourself out for what is going to happen. You have to put aside what happens during the league. I think Swindon have to do that, of course, losing twice to Brentford during the regular season. They can't come here and believe they're beaten before they kick off.
And he's a man who was out of work for quite a few months after leaving Aston Villa. He says no one really gave him a chance. It was until Conor Di Canio left Swindon, and the door opened for Kevin McDonald to take charge. He had a free kick to defend here.
It's going to be a physical battle, but at times Darren Ward just can't come through Donaldson and win the ball. Donaldson's a big, powerful centre-forward. He'll stand his ground, and at times you just got to stay at his back. You try and win the ball there, and you give away cheap free kicks and pile pressure on your own defence.
Plenty of height to hit here for Brentford, including Trotter, Dean. Diago-Raga's just lingering on the edge of the penalty area. Forshaw leaves it for Bidwell to swing in. Nice judgment there from Byrne. Tips up Forshaw for a throw into Swindon.
It's a great defensive header from Aidan Flint. He's a giant at the back for Swindon, and under severe pressure, 2 Brentford players closing him down as he made the header, but he stood strong and cleared his lines.
The head of Logan. It's Forrester, and Donaldson tried to chase it down but had no chance.
There's definitely a feature we see with Forrester. We've seen Adeyemi and Forshaw looking to turn that Swindon defence, but the quality up there has got to be better. They've got to give Donaldson a chance of at least retrieving the ball and keeping it in play.
Swindon Town hunting back-to-back promotions. They play with a style and a swagger. They did that to get out of League 2 last year. They've done exactly the same this time around. This is Trotter. Adeyemi, blocked by Flint.
And it's really patient build-up play, and that's very important for Trotter and Donaldson. Once they've laid that ball wide, get into the penalty area, get into the 6-yard box, because Adeyemi and Forrester will deliver.
Trotter is right on that goal line. Harley Dean at the far post. Forshaw's delivery, and it's poor off the head of McCormack. This is Ferry. He's done well to stand his ground. Now Gary Roberts. And pursued by Diago-Raga. That's Craig taking no chances.
Yeah, this might well be the pattern of the game in the early stages. Brentford forcing Swindon back, but on the counter-attack, they've certainly got players in Williams and Rooney, and especially Roberts. With pace and creativity, they can break back at them.
Byrne on loan from Tottenham with the throw in. It's swept away by Adeyemi. Plenty of power in that Brentford midfield with Adeyemi and Diago-Raga. Donaldson's lead. Well, Swindon lost their last away game, last day of the season. They were leading 1-0 at Scunthorpe with 5 minutes to play, then imploded, ended up losing 3-1. Had they held on to that victory, they would have met Yeovil in the playoffs. Yeovil, remember, have put out Sheffield United. Yeovil are already at Wembley and waiting the winners here.
There's so many ifs and buts at the end of a season, and an extra point here or there could have really changed the shake-up in the playoffs. But as you know, the four sides very evenly matched, and these two especially, both very hard-working, both very physical, and it's a really tough game to call.
Uwe Rosler was recommended for the Brentford job by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who moved in at Mulder, where Rosler was managing before. Didn't think he'd get the job here. Uwe Rosler did get it, 2 years into it now. And here they are, so close to the championship. Trotter. Looking to link up with Donaldson. There will be a free kick to Brentford. Nathan Byrne is furious.
It generally seemed just like a coming together, and Donaldson seemed to go to ground very easily. But once again, don't give the referee any choice to give free kicks here, because you're putting yourself under a lot of pressure. There's a bit of wrestling. I don't think that's a foul at all, and Byrne was unlucky to be pulled up for it.
Well, a yellow card now for Nathan Byrne, which I assume is for his protest continuing a little too long.
And you kick the ball away as well, and if you do that, the referee's always likely to book you.
They won't want to give too many of these away, because I mentioned before the power and height that Brentford have from set pieces.
And you get a sense that's what Donaldson was looking for when he came together with Byrne. He went to ground very easily. He was looking for the free kick.
Tony Craig has gone forward this time. Once again, it's Forshaw and Bidwell. What do they have up their sleeve this time? It's the same routine. It's left to Bidwell. Fodrington comes a long way, gets a fist to it. That's Ferry. Long from De Vera. Aidan Flint's header.
Swindon at the moment really struggling to find their front two and secure possession and move up the field and play the game in the Brentford half. The opening 12 minutes or so has been primarily played in the Swindon half, and the longer that goes on, a chance will come. I'm surprised if Brentford don't take the lead because of it.
That's Logan. Returned by Byrne. Dean. Brentford finished 5 points ahead of Swindon Town. And all was said and done at the end of League One. Good battle between Flint and Trotter. Play waved on by the referee, and Dean just about got away with that. Nice sweet from Trotter. There's Adeyemi. Stopped by Ward. Home fans sensing a moment maybe here. Hooked in by Adeyemi. Forrester arriving.
He does really well because he gets Joe De Vera on the move and gets up early. That's the important thing for Forrester. He's not the biggest. It's about the timing of your jump and just keeping the pressure on. Adeyemi, decent ball in. Forrester joining in from the left-hand side. Just can't get over it. I'm not surprised by that at all. The home side have really started well, and you dominate the ball like that, you have to create some good chances, and getting the opening goal in this game could be absolutely critical.
Trotter. I mentioned the knocks suffered by Brentford last week. Swindon have had their own problems, major problems this season. They were almost in administration a few months ago. Had to settle a debt which went back to the 1950s, which had been overlooked somewhere or other. There's the transfer embargo, which cost them signing Bradley Wright-Phillips, who is on the Brentford bench here today. It's a strong defender, Harley Dean. He's a leader.
In the first leg, had a bit of a mixed opening 20 minutes or so, but he's a very solid defender. No nonsense as well in the playoffs. You just can't risk taking any chances at the back, and if he's there to be clear, just put your foot through it.
Ward getting the better of Donaldson. Not the best there from Logan. Cormac sweeping in and catching Donaldson, who stayed down. There's Forshaw. Donaldson back on his feet now as Forrester picks up possession for Brentford. Dealt with by Flint. Yaguraga. There's Logan, coming with experience of Manchester City. Donaldson.
Swindon are working very hard in defence. They're getting virtually everybody back in their own half, denying Brentford space. And it's important that Brentford mix their game up. Playing those long forward balls up to Donaldson is one thing, but they need to keep it on the floor as well, get their wide men involved and get some dangerous crosses in.
Uwe Rosler thought that Brentford went too direct here against Doncaster, didn't play enough football on the pitch. They've had problems with the pitch this season, of course. They have replaced it, but they thought they were too direct, too nervous against Doncaster. This Forrester is looking lively. McCormack. Dean getting in front of Adam Rooney. I just prefer playing on the other side, Nathan Byrne, but needs must for Swindon at left back today. Yaguraga. This is Bidwell. Forrester faced by De Vera. Bidwell. Trying to wriggle away from Ferrin. He's managed to succeed. Forrester welcomed the ball in brilliantly.
Forrester's been the liveliest player on the field, certainly the liveliest for Brentford, and he's mixing his game up. His left foot, right foot will go and join in. He'll come in off that left flank, and he's causing the Swindon midfield some problems.
He's a player whom Kevin MacDonald will know plenty about, having come through the ranks at Aston Villa. Signed him as a very young player from Watford. Forshaw with the corner kick. It's Luongo. They waved on as Simon Ferry picks up the pieces for Swindon. Now the break is on. Williams, who's a very mobile striker, is giving chase, and Yaguraga and Moore get themselves into a tangle. Williams has stayed down. And Yaguraga brings the ball away. Andy Williams is back on his feet, but that was a moment of panic there for Swindon. And they have one at the other one, I should say, moment of panic for Brentford, and now what's the referee given here? It's a goal kick.
Well, it's certainly end-to-end stuff, and it's all about goalkeepers making decisions, coming off their lines, and both of them looks a little bit dodgy. Simon Moore in the first instance. And it's Wes Foderingham who just simply doesn't get it. He comes off his line and just waits and waits. And the long leg of Donaldson could easily have just clipped that into an empty net. You see, he gets to the ball first, just can't control it, can't hook his leg around it. And down the other end, Yaguraga with a poor backward header, it bounces, and Moore comes off his line and he never gets there. And it's just a coming together. I don't think that's a penalty at all. The ball's in between both players. I don't see that as a foul.
Well, interestingly, you mentioned about Wes Foderingham. He's picked up a few yellow cards, conceded a couple of penalties of late for rushing off his line, and Kevin MacDonald has told him, just hesitate slightly if you can, have a think about it before rushing out of goal. He was fortunate not to be sent off on the last day of the season against Scunthorpe for doing that.
Well, it is a split-second decision. Once he sees that ball clearing his centre halves, he thinks, well, if it bounces and holds up, Donaldson's going to get there first, so at the very least I've got to get in his face and make it difficult for him to beat me. Again, he was just waiting as it bounced, the ball just held up, it didn't come onto him, and he just couldn't reach it.
We do have two young, very good goalkeepers in combat here. There's Roberts looking to use his left foot. And Logan slammed the door shut, and he's got the free kick.
Very good defending from Shaylin Logan, because once Roberts gets into the penalty area, Logan's really got to concentrate, watch the ball. Oh, good defenders do that. Don't watch the dancing feet of Roberts. He watches the ball and times his tackle well.
They had a little coming together on Saturday, but all friends now.
I think Guy Roberts was booked for a bit of an altercation. It wasn't the worst challenge in that first leg. I was very surprised he was booked for it. There's some thunderous tackles without yellow cards, and he was booked for a fairly innocuous little nudge on Shaylin Logan.
Flint's header. That's Dean. Donaldson. Trotter in a scrap, and Luongo comes away with the ball. Dean switching play and finding Forrester. It's Craig. Forrester again looking to cause Swindon problems. Backed up by Bidwell. Diaguraga. Donaldson. And momentum lost.
You can see how worried Swindon are about Harry Forrester, because Simon Ferry down the right-hand side of midfield is having to track all the way back and help out De Vera every time they get the ball to him. He really does look dangerous. He's got good balance. He can go either way. It's so difficult for defenders to decide what he's going to do.
The flick won by Donaldson. This is Adeyemi. Forshaw. In the Premier League with Everton, now a permanent fixture here at Brentford. Bidwell, who's on loan from Everton. Trotter, whose parent club is Fulham. Another corner to Brentford.
Well, the pressure is certainly mounting in from set pieces, free kicks, corners. Brentford are going to be dangerous, and that's when Swindon really have to be organised.
Dean, Donaldson and Adeyemi all about to make their move here from the edge of the penalty area. Goes in towards that near post, and it's scrambled in! Harley Dean celebrates in front of the Swindon fans. But whether it was his last touch or not, Brentford are in front here.
Well, if it came off Harley Dean, he does really well to guide it into the corner, because it's a really wicked in-swinging corner. It's the quality of the ball in which undoes Swindon. And this opening goal could prove absolutely decisive in this tie. And it's a quality ball in. There's a bit of a collision at the near post. I'm not sure whether anyone gets a touch here. Does it come off the knee of Harley Dean as it breaks? It's very difficult to see if it comes off. This will give us a better idea. And it actually comes off, is it Adam Rooney possibly? Comes off the head of Rooney, down into the ground, into the corner, and that's why Harley Dean isn't really celebrating. He knows it's not his goal. It's very unfortunate, Rooney just hits him on the side of the head, but that could be a crucial goal.
Well, Brentford's luck was out last time on this pitch. This time, their luck is in.
Well, this is the problem. This is what can happen when you're running back towards your own goal. It might only be 5 yards or so, but a quality in-swinging ball with pace. It's flat. Fotheringham can't come and collect. And Rooney's actually facing his own goal. He's not looking at the ball either. It's very unfortunate, but that's a big, big goal.
One-0 on the day, 2-1 on aggregate to Brentford. They are in the driving seat. And De Vera runs out of pitch. It's a great ball in.
And that's what it's all about. I'm a big believer in these flighted balls in, lofted balls in. You've got to whip them in with pace like that, because it causes confusion. As we keep saying, it could easily come off an opposition player in, and that's exactly what happened with Rooney.
Speaks a man of experience. Whipping crosses in.
And that's what it's all about. Sometimes set pieces don't pick people out, pick areas out, whip it in nice and flat, put it in the danger zone, anything can happen.
Burn. This is Roberts. Jagaraga. He needs to stand his ground, and he does do, and he gets the free kick. He sent a big 10 minutes on the way here.
Diagaraga's been very impressive, actually. It's a big call for Ube Rosser to make 4 changes, but you can see why Diagaraga has come into the team in place of Douglas. Brings more energy, more determination. He's always available for the ball as well. He just keeps Brentford ticking over.
He's had a low spell at Swindon. He's looking to bring Swindon down here. Diagaraga. This is Forrester looking to drive Swindon back again. Forshaw. Thumping challenge by De Vera. Pick up here by Trotter. Marcelo Trotter.
He doesn't catch it cleanly. There's a possible deflection in there as well, but it nearly... Wrong foot's West Foderingham in the Swindon goal, and they're rampant now, Brentford. You can see they're going for that killer second goal. And then it's well wide, and Foderingham actually has that near post covered as well.
Swindon are rocking here, and Brentford are looking to knock them over again. Last corner from that side led to Brentford's goal, led to chaos inside the Swindon box. It's Forrester who takes it again. It's deep this time and beyond everyone.
We talked a lot about Harry Forrester in the opening 27 minutes of this game, his quality in general play. But this is a wonderful set piece he delivers here. It's flat, it's pacey. You can see the keeper can't come off his line. And once you get the Swindon defenders running back towards their own goal, you've got a problem. Rooney's been dragged in by Donaldson. He's just facing the wrong way, and it's just the pace on the ball. It's a fantastic delivery, and Ube Rosser excited. And then it's calm down, boys.
He let it all go for a moment, didn't he? Adeyemi. This is Forshaw. Space here for Forrester. Harry Forrester kept out of this near post by Foderingham.
And it's a really good save, actually, because Foderingham could have been thinking this is going to be a whip cross. Once Forrester gets it out of his feet and takes it slightly wide, I expected him to whip a cross in along that 6-yard line, tries to catch the keeper out. It's a good stop.
Swindon Town are running for cover here. Trotter is being watched by De Vera, goes in towards Dean. Diagaraga. Nicely done by Logan. Teed up towards that far post where Dean was waiting. It's a goal kick this time. And Aidan Flint is furious with Williams.
Joe De Vera does really well at the far post as he just jumps up against Harley Dean. I thought the centre-half was going to get a clear header, but the right back does well, just puts him off, gets his body in the way.
Well, just after that, Aidan Flint came rushing out to have a few words with Andy Williams. Alan McCormack tried to G Swindon up here, try to get them going, because this is a tough spell for them. Ward. Here's Adeyemi. Trying to make room for the cross. He's stopped not once but twice by Ward. The second time was an infringement.
Swindon here getting absolutely pummeled. They're a goal down, and if they can survive the next 5 or 10 minutes without conceding a second, they'll do well. It's the midfielders breaking again. Adeyemi just keeps going. He's shown real desire, determination, Brentford, right from the kick-off, and Swindon really struggling to cope.
One set piece has led to 1 goal for Brentford. Forrester has joined Bidwell over this time. Craig's at the far post. It goes in from Forrester towards that area. Trotter finding Forrester. And Swindon clear the ball. It's not sticking for them. It's coming straight back at them. Trotter. Still to wriggle away from De Vera. Marcelo Trotter hits the outside of the post.
I'll tell you what, they're all over the place at the back, Swindon, and you're absolutely right. They're trying to clear their lines. There's an opportunity for Aidan Flint to pick somebody out. He just lumps it forward, hopefully. They give possession away, and back come Brentford. He's a big lad, Trotter, but he's got good balance and decent strike. Bit of a deflection on the shot as well from De Vera. And that's what takes it away from Foderingham, and the keeper's happy that just cannons back off the base of the post.
This side of what got one goal, he will feel they should have another couple here. Strike when the iron's hot, and at the moment Brentford are on top.
Well, they're being outthought and certainly outfought. And that tells its story, doesn't it? They're just being absolutely forced back time and time again. And the longer that goes on, with the determination that Brentford are playing with, the chance is going to keep coming. And as I said, if they concede another goal here, Swindon, I think they're done for.
He's trying to change his shape, Kevin McDonald. He started at the 4-4-2. When he first arrived at Swindon, it was 4-3-3, which the fans saw as negative. Sometimes you see it 4-3-3, sometimes 4-5-1.
The formations are all well and good, but you simply have to get hold of the ball. There has to be some quality in your passing, and you've got to get your midfielders involved, get your forwards into the game, and they just haven't been allowed any time and space to play. They've been harried, and Brentford have dominated possession.
Swindon Town did lead the way in League One back in February. Big night up at Brentford Park just after Paolo Di Canio had left. They beat Tranmere Rovers. They were excellent that night. That's that good work, all that good work going to go to waste. Donaldson. This is Logan. Donaldson again. It's Williams away that time. There's Adam Rooney, whose own goal put Brentford in front here. Roberts. Now McCormack. He needs to try and control things more for Swindon when they get hold of the ball.
It's just over half an hour played, and finally they put 6 or 7 passes together. They just need to get some rhythm in their game, build some confidence.
Dean taking charge. Ward risked that challenge there. Forshaw came steaming in after a poor touch from Ward.
Well, he is all action, Garagari will get involved in tackles, but that's a cheap one. Just stay on your feet there, because Roberts is facing away from goal. There's no danger at all. You give away a free kick, and the big men from Swindon can come up from the back.
So Luongo is standing over this. Now Forrester unable to keep the ball in play. First time we've had to look away to our left for quite some time.
That's the worry for Swindon, is it? The game has been played in their half. I said this after 10 minutes or so. If that continued to be the case, eventually Brentford will break them down. It's just all about getting to half-time now and just build some rhythm, get some confidence and get some belief back, because they've lost it completely, the away side.
They have quality. We know they have quality, Swindon Town. Enough quality to get back into this game. It's been a rough spell for them. There's Luongo, who has good feet. That's Craig. McCormack. Craig. We just need to do a bit more of this, spend some time with the ball. Try and draw the sting out of Brentford.
You can see what Uwe Rosler is asking for. It's a pressing game. Shalem Logan there is well into the Swindon half. He's closing down Gary Roberts. There's just no room for manoeuvre.
Trotter. Logan. Diagaraga. There's Gary Roberts, won the playoffs with Huddersfield last season. Diagaraga's been everywhere in this first half.
He's been absolutely outstanding. His energy, terrific. That's why he's in the side.
Harris Spawn came through the youth ranks at Watford. Ferry. Adam Rooney is after this, and he's onside. McCormack.
There's a bit more of an even contest now, the last 5 minutes or so, and very important for Swindon. Can close in on half-time, that they start to believe they're getting back into this game.
What's changed?
Well, they simply got their foot on the ball, and Brentford are chasing them down, and Kevin McDonald will know that this Brentford side will work very hard against his team, but they've got to be brave in possession, just keep it 4 or 5 passes, and then Brentford will sit off and you'll have some room to play.
Williams thought he won a corner. It is a goal kick. So the playoffs continue, the drama continues. Leicester City against Watford. How will Watford be feeling? Thursday, 7:30, Sky Sports 1 HD. And Palace against Brighton. Quite a night in store on Friday, 7:30. Also Sky Sports 1 HD. Sometimes these games may lack a little bit of quality, but they're always right up there for drama, passion. There's McCormack. There's plenty of passion about his game. Trying to get involved a little bit more, as are Swindon. Ferry moving the ball on to De Vera.
It's much better. Confidence is growing, and even the fullbacks are getting forward now and joining in, but that's just simply because they're keeping the ball better.
Williams. Oh, he's done well. Williams! Lovely spin.
Oh, he just scoops it, he gets underneath it. Just needs to wrap his foot round this. And he goes for power, and you get underneath the ball, it's always going to sail over the bar, but he just rolls. Jake Bidwell gets himself into a really dangerous position. And his head in hands, he just gets underneath the ball, just keep it on target, keep it down, work the keeper, and that's way over.
He's been working on his finishing. He's not been soaked in goals of late, Andy Williams. Last time Williams scored was back in March, but that was a glimmer of hope for Swindon. Trotter. Now it's Donaldson! Well, this is the way to banish the painful memory of last week. Brentford have got Swindon right where they want them.
Oh, Brentford just inch closer to Wembley. It's not the cleanest strike of the season from Clayton Donaldson. He's scored a hatful of goals, all different types of goals, and he's not just a big battering ram of a centre forward. He will drop off, he will get the ball into his feet, and he'll turn and shoot. It's far too easy, though, from a defensive point of view. It's Byrne who tries to clear the ball away, slices it to Trotter, and he just, well, he keeps his head, that's the important thing, gets his head up, picks out Donaldson. This is too easy. There's no real pressure on Donaldson. You can't allow the centre-forward to turn on the edge of your box and get a shot away. And in truth, it's not the greatest strike, and Foderingham just can't get down quick enough. But this is far too easy. Give Donaldson credit, but it's a poor goal defensively.
He's been doing this all season long. Brentford have been doing this all season long. And now Swindon are in deep trouble.
And there's the big difference, isn't it? Tale of two strikers. Williams down one end, golden chance, puts it over the bar. Brentford straight down the other end there. Centre-forward Donaldson hits the target. That's the important thing. Doesn't matter about the quality of the strike. Hit the target. He makes it 2-0.
Adeyemi driving at the heart of Swindon Town. And was clipped by McCormack. Could be a yellow card on the way here for the Swindon Town skipper.
It's pure frustration. And as a former policeman, Nigel Miller, I don't think he's going to mess about here. He's going to, I'm sure, put McCormack in the book. It's just a clip of the heels. It's silly. They're 2 down. We're closing in on half-time, and it's just a silly challenge to give away. You heap pressure on your defence once again. A 3rd goal here before half-time for Brentford, and it's tie over. Adeyemi's been too strong. He's passed him. A clip of the heels. It's a silly challenge.
Swindon had the joint best defence in the Football League this season, but they've been rocking here. And now Alan McCormack, who sits in front of that defence, has been booked. And there could be further punishment here. Ward is watching Adeyemi. Stavira is trying to keep an eye on Trotter. That's the angle for Bidwell. In towards the far post, and Donaldson, and again it's that near post which has rescued Foderingham.
It seems he had a clear sight through goal. He's a bit bewildered that he's not made it 3-0. Decent ball in from Bidwell once again with his left foot. And his first 2 at the angle's tight. Foderingham does well again at his near post. Make sure there's not any daylight between him and the goal, and it's a good stop with his knee. Big
moments in this game now. Another for Brentford, and they'll almost be there. Away by McCormack. Forrester. Donaldson's lurking. Foderingham was commanding. Ferry. Diagaraga pressing high again.
Well, that really epitomises what Brentford have been all about in this first half. The midfielder closing down, not an inch of space for any Swindon player. We can criticise Swindon for the way they play, but Brentford in this first half have just battered Swindon into submission.
There's Luongo. Swindon needs something here. They need some belief. Luongo running out of steam. It's collected by Rooney. Now it's Roberts who's onside. He wants it on that left foot. It's crept through to Rooney. Well, he atones for his own goal. And Swindon Town are back in the table.
Well, there's complete disarray in the Brentford defence for the first time in the half, and what an important goal in the tie this is, because out of pretty much nothing, Swindon have struggled to create any opportunities at all, and there's 2 or 3 chances here for Brentford to clear their lines. There's plenty of bodies back in there. They just don't organise themselves. They all go to sleep. They're caught ball watching, and that's why Rooney's able to find acres of space, and no chance for Moore, no chance for Logan. And there's a big chance for Swindon to get back into the tie.
5 goals and 11 now for him. That is a huge moment in this game. Luongo losing out to Trotter. Standing his ground was Ward. There's Gary Roberts, who may have fancied taking on that shot with his left foot a few moments ago, but elected to pass. Right decision. Swindon got the goal.
Split-second decisions, isn't it? Just getting your head up and deciding someone else is in a better position makes all the difference. It's really good play from Roberts.
In that moment there, The half-time team talks of both, they just have changed a little.
That goal, that Swindon goal, has absolutely changed everything. I was just talking about the way that Brentford had battered Swindon. It just takes one slip, one opportunity. And for Swindon, that was so important. They haven't played well, but when a chance comes along, take it. Just changes the complexion of the tie.
Into those 3 additional minutes. 4 minutes between Brentford's second and Swindon's first. That clearance almost hit us.
It's like the way you ducked out of the way so the ball would have hit me in the face.
Always sharp. We need a new ball. It's rolled over the roof and out of the ground.
I think both managers won't be happy with the way that their teams have conceded goals in the game. Of course, Swindon one from a set piece and then sloppy defending for Donaldson's goal, and then similarly for Brentford, plenty of bodies back. They're just in a mess. And they concede a crucial goal.
Donaldson finds the Swindon fans. And this team has built up a 2-goal lead. The momentum was with them. Out of nothing, Swindon have hit back. Swept forward by McCormack.
I was a little bit surprised by Brentford's first half performance, the way they dominated the game, but I shouldn't be surprised that Swindon have come back into it. These sides are very evenly matched. We saw that in the first leg, and there's everything to play for in the second half here.
Rooney jumping into Dean. Wasn't seen that way by the referee. Donaldson. Trotter moving the ball on nicely. There's Donaldson, Forshaw in the middle. Likewise Trotter, and it's Forrester! Terrific strike, fabulous stop from Fotheringham. That was struck with real venom, great technique.
Well, that would have been one of the best goals we'd have seen in League One this season. Brilliant link-up play between Donaldson and Trotter down the right-hand side. This ball from Trotter around the corner, brilliant. And then Donaldson, I said he's so much more than a centre-forward, picks out a wonderful cross for Forrester. Cracking strike, great positioning, good reactions from Fotheringham. That's the important thing, that's why he keeps it out.
A ball would be handy. Final few seconds of injury time, and that scoreline there could have been much, much worse for Swindon. But for that man's save then. It's a corner kick, which has tricked quite a few players, so Rooney is now surging back towards his own penalty area. Flint who takes charge. Ross has already got his suit jacket on, he's ready for the half-time whistle. Forrester losing out, and then committing the foul. Half-time team talks are prepared. Whose words will inspire? Roberts. Playoffs guarantee drama, and we've had plenty of it in the first 45 at Griffin Park. Adam Rooney at the centre of it, an own goal which put Brentford in front. Then he struck to give Swindon hope after Clayton Donaldson had made it 2-0 to Brentford. But Swindon have tapped Brentford on the shoulder and said, hey, we're still here with that goal from Rooney. At half-time at Griffin Park, it's Brentford 2, Swindon Town 1.
The now annual Wigan Great Escape Act is underway once again. Can they continue it against Swansea in the Premier League tomorrow night? Our coverage between Wigan and Swansea is underway 7 p.m. Sky Sports 1 HD. On Wednesday, it's all about the race for those Champions League places from Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea against Tottenham from 7 against Sky Sports 1 HD and in Sky 3D. Meanwhile, at Griffin Park, what a big half ahead. Brentford leading Swindon 2-1 in the second leg, 3-2 on aggregate. A place at Wembley against Yeovil awaits the winners. Let's rejoin Andy Hinchcliffe and Gary Weaver.
Well, Swindon have just about kept their season alive with that strike from Adam Rooney just before the break. For one of these two, the season will be ending in the next 45 minutes or so. For the other, it's Wembley calling.
That was a huge goal from Adam Rooney just before the break, and I'm sure Swindon will play better in this second half. I just wonder whether Brentford can keep up the intensity. They worked so hard in that first half to get that 2-goal lead. They've given a goal away, and can they keep going? It's been a long old season for them.
Darren Ward just seeing that ball out to play. No changes at the break. Swindon's powers of recovery haven't been at their best this season. Just 9 points in the regular league season after falling behind in games. They still have plenty of work to do here.
There will be patches in the second half where the quality of Swindon will shine through. The temptation for Brentford is, with the scoreline as it is, to possibly creep back towards their own goal. The longer this second half goes on, if they do that, there'll be more space for Swindon to play.
Roberts has given the ball away straight to Donaldson, who's got Trotter on with him. He may not need him. Clayton Donaldson! That goal may just have Wembley written all over it.
Well, this is a quite magnificent finish, as composed as you like from Clayton Donaldson. It's a shocking pass, square pass from Gary Roberts. Plays Donaldson in, but I tell you what, right at the start of the half, you've just been in the dressing room for 15 minutes, you can be cold, but I tell you what, Clayton Donaldson, every touch he takes towards the Swindon goal is solid, and he makes his mind up. That's the key thing, he makes his mind up quickly before he beats the goalkeeper. He's all smiles, and so he should be, but this is criminal from Gary Roberts. Such an experienced midfielder. Do not give the ball away in those type of areas, but they're struggling, Swindon. He's too quick, he's too strong, Donaldson. And how about this for control, composure? A lovely, subtle finish, and that puts Brentford very much in the driving seat. It's a brilliant individual goal.
It's his favourite kind of finish. This is what he loves to do, the dink finish over the on-rushing goalkeeper. And Clayton Donaldson has stepped up to the plate again for Brentford.
We've seen pretty much everything from Clayton Donaldson. He's a big powerhouse, he's good in the air, he works hard, and he's got subtlety in his game as well.
McCormack. Again, Swindon must clear their heads here. Byrne. Now Luongo, the two on loan from Tottenham linking up. There's McCormack. Ferry. McCormack to De Vera. Well, he will be furious. Straight out at the start of the second half. Instructions delivered to his players. And within minutes, a careless pass from Roberts has cost him dearly.
Oh, he'll be livid because Rooney's goal got them back into the game. He would have had his say at half-time and said, look, keep the tempo high. They'll get nervous, Brentford, but don't make silly mistakes. That's exactly what Gary Roberts has done.
Well, it looks like Swindon are about to make a couple of changes. I can just see James Collins and also Rafa De Vita. They are both about to come on here for Swindon. Time for plan B.
Yeah, I think if Jim Collins comes on, he's a big battering ram of a centre forward, and Swindon will, I'm sure, go a little bit more direct. They've got to get the ball forward. They've got to take some risks now, and you can play all the clever football you want, but it's about creating opportunities now. Get Collins on, get some deliveries into the box, and see what happens.
Forrester had an excellent first half. Lovely ball in as well, but no takers for Brentford.
That's what Nathan Byrne does really well, because if he gets this wrong, he could easily slice it back into his own net. But great work again from Forrester. This time he stays wide, takes the full back on. Great delivery.
Bidwell through the gap to Forrester. Forrester, Flint withdraws his foot just in the nick of time. Well, questions were asked. How would Brentford be after what happened to them on this pitch in West London 9 days ago? They have roared back with the answer.
Well, the response has been incredible. It was in the first leg as well. They didn't feel sorry for themselves. They went at it at the county ground, and they've taken the game from the kick-off here.
It's the end of the game for Adam Rooney. Rafael De Vita is on, and Williams is off, and on comes James Collins. And if you want a man to score goals on the bench, Collins is your man. Scored a hat-trick on the bench against Portsmouth early this season. In fact, it was 4 goals in 22 minutes. He's scored plenty after coming on as a substitute this campaign. Swindon need him again here, desperately. That's Logan. Diaguraga. Well, when you're a club like Brentford based in West London, you have to make a lot of noise to make yourself heard. They've looked over their fence and seen Chelsea, Fulham, Queen's Park Rangers living the high life. Brentford want some of that for themselves. Usually find them in the bottom 2 tiers of English football. They've not been above that since the early 90s. Is this the season? Away by Flint.
Clayton Donaldson has just been unplayable. The whole back four for Swindon has been under pressure. He's run the channels well. He's held the ball up well in central areas. He's been effective, and that goal just after half-time has really turned things at Brentford's way.
Straight out of play from Flint. Still plenty of time for Swindon to get back into this. I know they have plenty of goals about them. Second leading scorers in League One this season. Let's try to find those goals, try to get control of this game back.
That's what it's all about, getting control, getting a foothold in the game, in the second half especially. And as we saw at the start of the first half, it's Brentford in possession, forcing Swindon back, and they just can't build up a head of steam.
Diaguraga left floored.
Gary Roberts will be absolutely devastated. He knows the big part he plays in this goal. It's a really poor square pass, but I tell you what, Clayton Donaldson has an awful lot to do. He's a long way to travel. He could easily make the wrong decision here, but his touches, every single one of them is good. And the last one especially, he sees the keeper go to ground, that's when he makes his mind up. He gives himself the best possible chance of finishing it in maybe one of 3 ways, but it's still total composure, brilliant goal.
Diaguraga. That's Craig. Forrester. Surrounded by 4 Swindon players, still managed to find a way through. He's been excellent. Thumped away by De Vera. That's Dean. De Vera stepping in. Adeyemi. No time to dwell. Just about found Roberts from McCormack. Dean over the back of Collins, who will be a much more muscular presence for Brentford to try and deal with.
The problem is for Swindon, he's not the most mobile, and they're going to try and play up towards him, but he's playing up against 2 centre-halves. He's got no strike partners, midfielders breaking to support him. It's just really tough. He's up against Dean and Craig, good headers of the ball, and he is physical, and he's just got to try and get his chest on the ball and bring those midfielders into the game.
Adeyemi. He's come down clutching his shoulder, but play continues here. It's Luongo. Harry finding De Vera. Adeyemi is back on his feet just about, but he's struggling. There's Collins. Goodwell was not for moving. Adeyemi is sunk to the turf again, clutching his shoulder.
There's normally heavy landings that you can see at times pop your shoulder, and he's up and on his feet, and that's a good sign, but he's obviously seriously in pain. And he's been fantastic, Adeyemi, down that right-hand side. Plenty of energy. It's a bit of a wrestling match. And actually, it isn't. He doesn't actually go to ground. He just has that shoulder wrenched. He's in the challenge with Luongo. I've seen an awful lot in that, but it doesn't take much at times just to wrench that shoulder, and it can be a nasty injury.
Well, it looks like it's the end of his game because Jonathan Douglas, once off Swindon, is about to come on. Looked innocuous, but sometimes they can be the worst.
He's just gesturing to the bench that he might be okay. He's obviously wanting to stay on and finish the job that he started. I wonder whether Uwe Rosler will force him to come off here.
Well, he's so disappointed, but has to think of the bigger picture. Jonathan Douglas is on, and it's the end of the game for Tom Adeyemi.
Well, the one thing Uwe Rosler has got is strength in depth, real experience as well, and just a word of explanation from Uwe Rosler. He can't take any risks, the Brentford boss. They're in a great position. You don't want a player out there struggling, and Douglas is a very experienced midfielder to bring on.
He's hoping it's fifth time lucky for him in the playoffs. Jonathan Douglas has lost the previous four. Swindon have a corner here. In by Gary Roberts, taking charge of it was Bidwell. That's Luongo. And De Vita forces a save from Moore.
And Simon Moore in the first leg made some excellent saves, and he just has to concentrate here because the ball is pinballing around, and in the end, when the ball breaks to De Vita, the keeper's got to get his positioning right, and he does. He's up quickly as well. He's gone to ground. He's up quickly. That's a smart save.
James Collins moves towards the near post. It's gone beyond him. It's Flint. Big shot for handball, but it's being fighted anyway. Joe De Vera steps up for Swindon Town. They are not giving this up.
He's a most unlikely goal scorer, the right back, but it's such an important goal. And once again, Swindon under the cosh, just keep going. And from set pieces, anything can happen. And he's in the right place at the right time. Flint probably feels he should do better with the first header, but when it breaks for De Vera, his balance is good, and you don't see defenders normally striking the ball this cleanly. It's normally centre forwards, but he has smashed that home, and Swindon once again are back in the tie.
First goal for over a year. Kevin McDonald dances, he bounces. Swindon have hope again. That's Bidwell. This is Forrester trying to move away from De Vera.
Forrester's a key man. Brentford can't afford to lose him. And as he goes flying into Alan McCormack, the free kick has actually gone Brentford's way, and he's a bit fortunate.
Where is this game going next? Donaldson's in a scrap. This one will be relieved by that goal, Gary Roberts. That was Byrne and Logan coming together on the far side.
Well, it's high-stakes football involved in here. It's a good challenge, actually, initially from Logan. He just slightly follows through. It's like an impact injury for Nathan Byrne. The two right-backs, the two full-backs going at it. But this is what's going to happen in the final half an hour of this game. It's going to be blood and thunder, and every challenge is going to be eagerly contested. You see the home side are dominating the attempts, and both sides are hitting the target on a fairly regular basis as well. But in overall play, you'd say that Brentford have really dominated, and I think they'll be disappointed they're only a goal to the good.
Nathan Byrne is back with us. Craig's header. Diagouraga. That's Flint. Forshaw trying to force his way forward. Brentford Well, half an hour away from Wembley. Swindon have to turn this around. They pulled one back, they need another.
That's a major worry for Brentford. They've had 2-goal leads on a couple of occasions in the game, and you know Swindon aren't necessarily playing that well, but they keep getting pegged back, and that puts doubts in your mind no matter what the scoreline is.
Logan has tiptoed forward here. Ball in the Swindon box, and it's too deep. Contemplation for Uwe Rosler. He's always been a big fan of the English game. He went to his school days in Leipzig. He used to listen to English games on the radio with his pals. A well-loved figure at Manchester City, your old club.
I was going to say he's a hugely respected footballer in the Premier League, and of course here at Brentford, the job he's done here, the fans absolutely love him. Very well organised and a great desire to do well for this club.
Roberts taken off him by Diagouraga, who's done that all afternoon. He's been patrolling that midfield area with power and grace for Brentford.
He's been outstanding. It's just pronouncing his name that I'm having a problem with.
His nickname is Dave.
Why didn't you tell me that before we kicked off? It would have been far easier.
Thought I'd wait for the 62nd minute. Roberts.
A bit of verbals there between Forshaw and Robertson just before half-time, actually just after half-time when the whistle went, sorry. Uwe Ross had to go across and just take Forshaw away. He was getting a little bit heated, and the managers have to be very keen. Player sent off at this stage of the game could change everything.
That's away by Bidwell. Shaw trying to chase everything down. That's Douglas. Donaldson. If Trotter couldn't initially move forward, he would have been offside. And because he did move, the assistant referee has eventually put his flag up. The one thing that Kevin MacDonald will be pleased about is his team's character. They could have caved in here, but they haven't. They kept going. That's Craig, thundered into the stands. Here's a no-nonsense centre-half, and there was the proof. Remember, it's Yeovil who are awaiting the winners here at Wembley on the 19th of May. Donaldson. This is Aidan Flint, who was playing non-league football a couple of years ago. Luongo. Swindon were offside. Well, the next FA chairman is in the picture there. Greg Dyke, current chairman of Brentford. And alongside him, David Dean, taking in the drama here. Greg Dyke will be hoping to leave Brentford in the summer, a championship club. Just a small job he's going to. Donaldson. Trotter trying to stretch. Ricochet through here to Forrester. Forrester. Donaldson was offside.
I really think that Forrester's trying to just shape that into the top corner. It wasn't across the way he adjusted his body, trying to bend it into that far top corner.
Collins, the inevitable target. Good towering header away by Dean, but this is De Vita. He's looking for his 4th promotion in a row after a couple with Livingston and winning the League 2 title with Swindon last season. Luongo moving the ball on to De Vera. It's a decent ball and just slightly behind Collins, who had to readjust.
This is the kind of service that Swindon have to get into. Jim Collins is a big aerial threat. To get the ball in the air, he'll certainly challenge for it, but this is a difficult chance on the half volley. On the turn, he's moving away from goal as well. Very, very difficult to keep that on target.
Well, he doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve that often, Kevin McDonald. He's been accused by some Swindon fans of lacking passion because of that. But you don't have to keep jumping up and down and screaming on the touchline to show you that you have passion.
He's very quietly spoken, and he's spent the majority of his career as a coach and stepped into management. As long as you have the respect of the players, if your methods are good, players do respond.
Swindon's two centre-halves have 5 goals between them so far this season, and they're both lurking just on the edge of the Brentford box. De Vera is there as well. He's already scored today. Cormac with that free kick.
Flint does everything right, and he's such a giant of a man that he's going to get his head on those free kicks, and he's not looking to score here. He's just helping it into the 6-yard box, and Collins and De Vera really need to break their necks. As soon as he rises for the ball, Flint, they've got to be on the move.
Watching the final quarter of this second leg. 1 goal is the difference. Given away by McCormack. This is Trotter, and now it's Forrester. Shown the outside by De Vera. De Vera wins the challenge.
Swindon keep shooting themselves in the foot. They get themselves back in the game, and then they just give possession away cheaply. We saw it with Gary Roberts, now Alan McCormack. You can't keep giving the ball away in your own half.
Collins stepping into Dean, and Roberts has tried his luck. The assistant referee has his flag up on this near side. By twice having a 2-goal lead, Brentford fans were not sitting comfortably. They never do when it comes to playoffs. This is the 7th time they've been in them. The previous 6 has ended in failure. All their campaigns in the playoffs have ended in failure for Brentford. Is this the season? Swindon have a better record. Kept fighting in this game. Roberts pinging the ball out to that far side and looking for the run of Byrne, who is seen off by Douglas.
I just think the longer this half goes on, we get maybe over 75 minutes. Uwe Rosler will be delighted with the way his team have applied themselves, but I'm sure he's going to have to really think about changes. He has some experienced players on the bench, you know, Connor and Saunders, the players he can rely on, he can send them on and he can see the job through. Same is true for Kevin McDonald. He's got options on the bench, midfielders, attacking midfielders and strikers, and they have to throw absolutely everything at Brentford in the final 20 minutes or so.
Donaldson getting up close and personal. This is Forrester. It's a heavy touch. Sam Saunders has been called for. And he's replacing his housemate, Harry Forrester, who had a great opening 50 minutes or so.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Forrester, whether he's got a bit of an injury as well, and sure Brentford will be hoping he's fit to possibly play at Wembley, but he's coming off, he's done his job, he's been excellent. But this is what I thought that Uwe Rosler would do, send on some experience in there, and Sam Saunders, he knows that midfield job, he'll be sent on just to steady the ship, just to communicate with all those players around him and see the job through.
When he came on against Swindon in March. Brentford won the game, but Swindon were dominating it. And Saunders changed it in Brentford's favour. Plenty of strength in depth for Brentford. Donaldson. It's a corner. Too many men inside the Swindon penalty area wearing Brentford colours. Dean makes his move now. There's Forshaw. Adam Forshaw goes beyond Donaldson.
That's certainly a shot from Forshaw when he dances in on his right foot. He's looking to bend it into that corner, but he's under a lot of pressure. He's not looking to pick anybody out in the penalty area. It's worth a crack from there. A very difficult skill to beat a good goalkeeper from that range.
Swindon Town with 19 minutes to save their season. Season which started with Paolo Di Canio at the helm. Started as League Two title winners. They led League One in February. Playing wonderful football too. And it could all be over for them unless they get something special here.
Yeah, they've shown real character to stick in this game. They're just looking for one decent opportunity in the final 20 minutes just to take this game to extra time.
It's great credit to their players that, with all that's gone on off the pitch, they on the whole have managed to keep their focus and hang in there.
In the league season, it is about quality and the brilliance that you have in your team, the goals that you score, but in the Football League, especially in League One this season, it is about just perseverance and determination, and that's what we've seen from Swindon, certainly during the course of this game.
1,800 Swindon fans are hoping. Brentford fans have their nerves jangling here. Trotter giving chase again, though, he's offside. Long by De Vera. Gary Roberts has seen off Shellam Logan. There's Luongo. Gary Roberts looking for Collins. Not enough of the touch from Collins, but they've kept it alive here. It's McCormack, and that's blocked by Douglas. And twice Swindon appealing for penalties, this time in by De Vita, away again by Douglas. Saunders has managed to stand his ground, but two big penalty appeals from Swindon.
Oh, that's a decent chance of the header for Jim Collins in the first place, but this is better from Swindon, from Gary Roberts. Wide areas delivering. I just wonder, does that ball strike the arm of Sam Saunders as it kicks up off the turf? This is much better from Swindon. There's a push on the back there on Collins. You can't see the arm of possibly Saunders coming in as well. A chance to maybe see it here. Oh, comes off his thigh. Did him a disservice. He actually got his arm out of the way. He was quick to do that, and it just came off his thigh.
Roberts. That's what Gary Roberts can do with his left foot. We saw him get the ball away, which led to Brentford's third goal for Donaldson, but the delicious ball in to try and pick out Collins.
And just had half a yard of space because Nathan Byrne, the left back, had gone up on the overlap. A couple of the Brentford defenders watching him, so that opened the space up for Gary Roberts. He's just not had a square inch of space to work and to deliver decent crosses with that left foot of his.
I think it's fair to say that free kick has been coming. That round 8 between Donaldson and Ward.
The referee's let plenty of these challenges go. He's got an arm round. You can see Donaldson's doing absolutely nothing wrong. He's just backing in, but once that right arm of Ward comes into play, the free kick's going to be given.
Saunders have eyes on this. Goodwell once again is over there. Cormac is trying to keep an eye on Donaldson. It's Saunders, and McCormack got his head through it. There's been a cry of handball there from Donaldson. He's leading the appeals, but it was hard in the mouth time there for Swindon.
It's a sensational ball in from Sam Saunders, does everything right. Just whips it into the danger zone. Does it strike the arm? Does it strike the head? There's a pull of the shirt as well. There's everything happening in there. Donaldson's the meat in the sandwich. And well, it certainly is. It's Alan McCormack's right arm. The referee should have spotted that.
You remember, Swindon weren't given a penalty when it looked at a blatant handball in the first leg on Saturday, so maybe things have been evened up there, although Brentford weren't playing that way. Donaldson. Now it's Logan. Trying to sneak it through to Douglas. This is Dean.
It seems that Brentford have just stepped on the gas again in the last 5 minutes or so, forcing Swindon back. They're looking to kill this game off with 15 minutes to play.
Swindon fans still hoping. Brentford fans singing that they're not there yet. That's what the playoffs does to you.
Year after year we see images like this. It's ecstasy for one set of fans and devastation for another.
Simon Moore making sure that Swindon couldn't get any closer to his goal. On comes Miles' Story. And this is it now for Swindon. Off goes Ferry. Striker is on. He tore a hamstring at Brentford Park back in February. He's back now. And Miles' Story, a 19-year-old striker, is looking to write the headlines here for Swindon.
Makes perfect sense, but Kevin McDonnell, he has to stick the striker on. He's got one on the bench. You've got to use him as we close in on the final 10 minutes. You need a goal. You've got to go with two up front, and Story looks to just try and play off Collins.
Scored a couple against Aston Villa early this season. Roberts. De Vera. Now it's Ward. Here is Story. Intelligent run by McCormack. Collins is in the middle. Roberts will try and keep the ball alive. Roberts with his right foot this time. Now he has a chance to send this ball in with his left boot in front of the 1,800 Swindon Town fans, who will be jumping for joy if they can rescue this. Commanding header from Craig. McCormack. And again by Roberts.
It's really commanding goalkeeping, and that's what the defenders want. That's what the Brentford team want. Their goalkeeper, come off your line, clear shout, come and collect, take all the pressure off.
Saunders. This is Trotter. There's Luongo, caught by Diagaraga right under the nose of the referee. Yellow card on the way. I'm sure he won't just be writing Dave.
He's clumsy from Diagaraga. There we go again. but he's done it throughout the game. He just mistimes this, and it's clumsy. The referee's right on the spot as well. It's an obvious yellow.
Straight ball from McCormack, and that is a real waste.
And his arm goes up, he knows he's made a huge mistake there. Such an experienced player. Centre-halves have run 60 yards up the field, and it's a real waste.
Brentford are the club with the smallest budget in League One. They are not far away from the playoffs. The closer and closer we get to full-time, the more nerves will creep around this place. And Swindon will be looking to play on that.
I think what happens is that the fans, of course, got a good idea of the time that's left in the game. They start getting nervous as we close in on the final whistle, and that transmits itself to the players, and it's very hard to ignore that and play your natural game.
This is Douglas. The throw-in has gone Swindon Town's way. Brentford dispute it. Douglas managed to get back goal side in the nick of time after curbing his argument. There's Flint. It's had a good game, Harley Dean. His first full season playing regularly in professional football. Was at Southampton. Big pals with John Terry, who he often calls upon to get some advice.
Well, he's been really solid, and he might have a bit more work to do. In the end, you probably expect either Ward or Flint might have to go up as a supplement centre-forward, and the centre-halves are one of the biggest players on the field. I'm sure they'll send one of them up.
Well, if it comes to penalties today, that man will not be taking one. It's the end of the game for Marcelo Trotter, who's put a real shift in today, and that will do him the power of good. He looks to banish the memories of what happened here 9 days ago.
Well, apparently he is a confident footballer, but he's shown real character. The other Brentford players have really rallied around him. The manager's helped, the fans have helped, and he's put in a real shift.
Paul Hayes, back from his loan spell at Crawley, is on. Donaldson appeared to be caught. Saunders gives chase. Not very happy for play to continue, and Swindon will not be hanging around. Donaldson was staked down. And Jonathan Douglas is saying to the referee that it's a head injury. You can clearly see that.
Well, the referee gave it 5 or 10 seconds, and then because it's a head injury, has to stop the game. It's been a theme, hasn't it, with Ward up against Donaldson? Is it the kick from Ward? It is. It's just a kick on. I'm not sure he catches him in the face. He seems to catch him more on the elbow, and just an overreaction there from Donaldson. It's a bit of wrestling, but the kick certainly doesn't catch him in the face. He's simply play acting.
Play will resume with a bounce ball here. Will it be contested? Saunders. Luckily for him, it didn't tip enough. McCormack just having a look at Saunders, and Roberts having a word too. Who said that was a miscue?
So the 4 Swindon midfielders just closed in on Saunders. They weren't happy at all with what he did there.
This is Douglas. Now it's Donaldson. Brentford have scored so many late goals this season. Can Swindon do it to them? Uwe Rosler's trying to get his team up the pitch. Donaldson. That's 4 short. Swindon are having to deal with Clayton Donaldson in different kinds of ways.
I'm basically saying they're fouling him.
He's in a battle, all right. That's Ward. Push by Forshaw and McCormack has been seen by the referee. Well, this will be heartbreaking for Swindon. All this hard work, heartbreaking for anyone who loses in the playoffs when you've made it this far. This is a magical moment for them. Collins, he's won the corner.
That's better from Collins, because as soon as Flint rises, he's on the move. That's why he gets to the ball first. That's why he's won the corner.
De Vita is right on the toes of Moore. That was comfortably by Brentford. Sent back in by McCormack. Brentford appealing for offside. The Ealing Road Terrace is in full voice. Brentford fans 4 minutes plus stoppage time away from celebrating a trip to Wembley. Diaguraga. Now it's Saunders. Bidwell's forward, it's crept through to Bidwell, away from Roberts. There's Douglas. Diaguraga. Now it's Dean. I don't think Uwe Rosler will want his centre-half meandering forward. Lovely play from Clayton Donaldson. Stood up towards the far post. Sure thought about hitting it first time, but was unable to. Now it's Sam Saunders. Saunders! It's that crossbar again.
Oh, what an effort, because the goalkeeper is rooted to the spot. West Fodringham is just hoping this goes wide up, clips the bar and goes over. It's brilliant from Saunders. Sorts his feet out, he's got half a yard of space. He is so unlucky not to find the top corner. Gets everything right, just maybe a foot lower, and that's in.
How telling will the intervention from that crossbar be in this match? There's Douglas. Forshaw is chasing everything. That's Bidwell. Saunders getting involved with Roberts. Sort of foul on Bidwell it was.
Looks like Aidan Flint might be staying up the field now. I thought this might be an option. So you're going to play long forward balls, hit and hope. You've got to put the biggest man you've got in your team up there alongside Collins and hope something breaks.
Well, this is it. It's Swindon Town's season in the next 2 minutes. He needs a goal. De Vita. Now Luongo. This is Collins. De Vita. And chased all the way by Logan. McCormack. Logan's after him too. McCormack had the presence of mind to swerve away from him. Alan McCormack. Not what he was looking for.
Well, they're having to force the issue, and it's a good run from McCormack, but you just need to settle. You need that quality at the final delivery. It has to be right. Just one opportunity. That's all Swindon are looking for.
Well, at the moment, they are guests, uninvited guests at the party, because Brentford are close to celebrating. But we've seen this before from Brentford. There's De Vita. We're hearing there'll be 5 additional minutes. How are your nerves? There's Donaldson. Saunders is free inside the penalty here if Donaldson can try and pick him out. There's an Adam Rooney own goal which got the ball rolling here today. And Donaldson made it 2. Rooney pulled one back just before half-time. Just after the break, that man Donaldson struck again. Then De Vera gave Swindon hope. Word has reached the crowd of 5 minutes. Saunders, this is for sure. Hayes is offside.
We'll see twists and turns during the regular League One season. Certainly the playoffs can be very unpredictable. You can't ever be sure that you're through and you're at Wembley until that very last whistle goes and you go, you're definitely there.
Well, they just need to calm it down here. If any set of supporters and players know you can't celebrate till the final whistle, it's Brentford's fans. Doncaster will be wiped out of the memory bank if they head to Wembley and win promotion. Hayes keeping Ward at arm's length. Donaldson finding Douglas. To Hayes. Douglas went down off the ball. They're coming together with McCormack. The two exchange words. Not asking what each other's doing over the summer, I'm sure. Long from Roberts. That's Story. This is Collins. One goal will change this for Swindon Town. One goal will change the season, but that's a good catch from Moore again.
And Simon Moore's handling throughout the tie has been outstanding, and now he's up against Aidan Flint. He has to come off his line and be brave. He might get clattered on a couple of occasions, but he's not dropped a thing. See what Collins is looking to do, just standing it up for Flint to come and attack. The keeper so positive off his line quickly and a clean catch.
Donaldson. Saunders again at the far post. Held by Fotheringham. There's still time here for Swindon. Luongo. This is Story. Away by Diagouraga. Now Ward. Brentford have dropped deep. Uwe Rosler's turned away in frustration. It's Gary Roberts. He's managed to dig that cross out. This is Logan. Throw into Swindon. Luongo. Ward is forward from centre half. Swindon need everybody forward here. One moment to change everything. Brentford are hoping that moment doesn't come. Away by Hayes this time. Swindon corner.
It's Gary Roberts who's going over to take it. We know he can deliver. He's under immense pressure with this one.
Fotheringham is making his way forward. He's been told to stay back by Kevin McDonald. The referee will have to keep an eye on everything here inside the box. De Vita and McCormack are surrounding Moore. Gary Roberts, a deep delivery. And it back across goal, and it's off the line. Incredible. Swindon players were celebrating, the bench was celebrating, but the ball didn't cross the line.
Is it Shayden Logan on the line? It certainly is. What an incredible clearance, because he's actually stepped off the post that he was marking.
And it goes again. This time it's in. Aidan Flint. Swindon Town have rescued it. And Brentford are on the floor in their own backyard again.
Well, the crazy playoffs they produce again. He shouldn't be surprised, because Swindon, they've never known when they're beaten in this game. They've just kept going. They were just wanting one final opportunity, just one decent attempt on goal. And Aidan Flint sent off in the back as a There's a centre forward to play alongside Collins, and the timing of the header was magnificent, and once he gets a clear header in, you're never going to keep it out. Shalem Lunga did well to block the initial chance that they had from the second corner. What a powerful header. He's head and shoulders above absolutely everybody. And this is just unstoppable, and it looks like extra time now.
He's the hero for Swindon. There's the passion. It's a sickener for Brentford. It will be extra time. It's deja vu for Brentford. They were on the edge of glory again, and it has been snatched out of their hands by the head of Aidan Flint, and we will have extra time.
Oh, we knew this tie was going to be tight, but what a dramatic finish to the game. We should never be surprised by the players. They keep throwing up these incredible games, and it looked like Brentford did a 2-goal advantage twice in the game, and they let it slip. But let's give credit to Swindon. They kept going. They showed incredible character.
Unbelievable events again at Griffin Park. We will have extra time because it's finished. Brentford 3, Swindon Town 3.
We are heading to extra time at Griffin Park. An extraordinary game between Brentford and Swindon. Brentford were leading by 3-1, 4-2 up on aggregate. But then Aidan Flint on 94 minutes and 24 seconds got them back into the game. And let's just remind you of how it happened and why we're heading into extra time. The ball did eventually get there. Towering header from Aidan Flint. 3-3 on the day. And it means we are all square heading into extra time. 30 minutes and maybe even penalties to decide who joins Yeovil at Wembley a week on Sunday in the League One playoff final. It's been dramatic. We've had similar drama to what we saw just over a week ago at Griffin Park. Only a fool would try and predict where we head next. But what a goal from him. They're back in it. We head to extra time. And let's rejoin Andy Hinchcliffe and Gary Weaver.
Swindon Town, the team that don't give up. Brentford, the team that can't see things through. Incredible. So into half an hour of extra time, and psychologically now, you would say, the force is with Swindon Town.
It's crazy how a game can ebb and flow, but it sets that final goal, isn't it? Swindon saving themselves at the death. They go into extra time on a high, and it's Brentford's turn to really dig deep.
That goal coming in the 95th minute, just as Doncaster's did here. 5 minutes of additional time.
Oh, we've had 5 substitutions. I've got no real complaints about the injury time, the extra time that we played. And Donaldson was down for probably a minute or so as well. So I don't think Uwe Rossa will be complaining about the fact we had 5 minutes of added time.
Now we're into half an hour of extra time. This is Douglas. Emotions can change in a football match. There are 1,800 Swindon fans with smiles on their faces away to our right-hand side now. Brentford was celebrating around about 5-10 minutes ago. There's McCormack. Now Collins. De Vera. He once played in a Merseyside derby, FA Cup game, when Everton kept coming from behind against Liverpool. What is the psychology involved in that when you do come from behind and when a team keeps getting hit?
Yeah, it is so strange, and sometimes games like that where you're a goal down, 2-1 down, 3-2 down, you just have to keep going, keep believing. And in that game, it didn't go to penalties. We had a replay, and we actually beat Liverpool. So we have the luxury of a second game, but I just feel this is going to go all the way to the wire, and I'd be surprised if we don't get penalties.
A Gary Roberts corner for Swindon. It did the trick right at the end of the 90 minutes. Aidan Flint is there again. In it goes from Roberts. Someone was away by Hayes. Back in by McCormack.
the managers had probably, 5 minutes before we started the extra time, and it's important they get the message to their players, the formation they want, because they both made changes, one to keep the scoreline as it was. Kevin McDonald made changes to try and rescue the game. That's happened. Now it's very important you get the formations right and everyone knows their jobs.
Donaldson. This is Hayes. Flint's claiming for a handball. He's back on his normal beat now of centre-half Aidan Flint after being the emergency striker and scoring the goal too. Bidwell. These are two very, very fit teams. They'll need to be. It's hot out there. Sun's now disappearing over the stand behind us. It's been a hot day in West London. Plenty of endeavour, desire out there. And more to come in extra time. There's Collins. Bidwell, it's caught late. Now Roberts with the challenge. Some punishment on the way for Roberts.
You can see Gary Roberts saying to Jake Bidwell, just get back up on your feet, because I'm not sure it's the worst challenge, but when you come across defenders when they're clearing balls like that and you kick through somebody, it can be painful. I'm not sure there's an awful lot of contact there, and you can see why Roberts was asking the left back just to get up on his feet, because he wasn't that seriously injured.
Kevin McDonald's getting involved with the Brentford coaching staff, who are returning. One of his insults may be coming their way down below us. Fourth official stepped in between. It's that kind of day.
He is fairly mild-mannered, Kevin McDonald, but I think in the first leg I heard reports of some choice words between the managers as well. It's just so nervy. It's nervy for the players, the fans, managers, everybody gets involved.
Forward by Logan. There's Roberts. Now McCormack. De Vera. There's Collins. Nice to see off Bidwell, who clips him.
Once he gets the wrong side of Jake Bidwell, you stay on your feet. You've got to stay out of Collins' way. He's trying to put him off so he can't shoot. He's a long way out, Collins. He's probably not going to take a shot from this range, but once he gets goal side, it's just clumsy, stumbles into him and gives away a cheap free kick.
Yeah, card for Bidwell. Nice position is for Gary Roberts. Plenty to pick out. At the moment, the majority of those Swindon players are offside. They will try and step back now as Brentford will drop deep as soon as Roberts sends this ball in. They step back now and then Brentford move out. It's comfortable for the keeper, but they would have been called offside. Just the 6, I think.
I was going to say, at this stage of the game, though, that's very brave. We've not seen it in the course of the tie, and somebody goes to sleep and stays in there, plays everybody on. He could be punished.
Douglas. There's De Vera. It's Craig. Nice touch from Collins. Gary Roberts. Massimo Luongo. Story for support. That clearance goes straight to Roberts. Swindon enjoying possession here. Roberts again. This is Story. Collins takes the ball with him. James Collins, he's trying to pick out De Vita. There's a good stretch that from Logan. De Vita to McCormack. Now Douglas for Brentford. He's got the free kick.
We're going to see this a lot. The game is going to get stretched. There's some tired legs out there. Luongo's doing his best to try and chase back and win the ball off Douglas, but he knows what he's doing. He's just bringing him down, stopping Brentford breaking quickly. There's a lot of spaces in the middle of the park now as the game opens up.
7 yellow cards in this game now, including Aidan Flint, who was booked for his celebration after scoring the goal. Jaguaraga got the arm of McCormack, free kick to Brentford. Sam Saunders immediately places the ball down.
We've seen Sam Saunders can deliver for a teammate from wide areas, but from this type of distance, it's pretty central. I'm sure he'll be the one to strike it towards the goal.
Remember, he hit the crossbar before Swindon levelled matters. That crossbar again, the Ealing Road end of Griffin Park, denied Brentford. Saunders and Douglas are standing over it. Douglas moves away. There's a hush around Griffin Park. It's Saunders. The wall does its job. It's a corner.
It's a difficult one for Saunders because that is a really big Swindon wall, and he's doing the right thing. He's trying to whip it, keep it flat. It is heading towards that top corner, but the wall does its job.
Brentford are not hanging around. That's Logan. It was Paul. Craig tidying up. Who's prepared to take a chance here? Extra time, so much riding on it. Swindon had to come from 2 goals down to rescue this, and they did it in the 95th minute.
Burnley saying that he was pushed in the back by Donaldson, and he should be picking up the free kick, but once he goes to ground, he handles the ball.
He's already yellow carded, Nathan Byrne.
He's in big trouble.
Roger Miller goes across to Darren Blunden to see what his view was. And Nathan Byrne is a very concerned man here because the yellow card is coming out again. There's the yellow, and here comes the red, and Swindon Town are down to 10 men. Another bitter blow for them.
Another twist in the tail here, and I'm not very happy, some of the Swindon players, but there's not an awful lot of protest. They've got to get themselves organised. They can't feel sorry for themselves. I just wonder whether he was nudged in the back by Donaldson. There's not a lot in that, actually, but once he goes to ground, the ball's rolling away from him, sticks out an arm. I think the officials have got it right.
Of all the things to get sent off for, that is daft. Brentford free kick. Swindon down to 10 in extra time. Harley Dean is at the far post. Tony Craig is forward also. Dean is trying to lose Aidan Flint. A real scrap going on in the 6-yard area. Way by McCormack, Jaguaraga!
He puts plenty of power in it, comes at him very quickly. He's doing his best to keep it down and thrash it past the goalkeeper. All he needs to slightly get this wrong and it'll go flashing over the bar. Exactly what happens, but a big chance.
Well, McCormack, who's filling in a left-back. We've seen him there many, many times. That's the way Swindon have readjusted after the red card to young Nathan Byrne. For De Vita.
Slightly optimistic at this stage in a playoff tie with a place at Wembley at stake. You've got to try something special, and De Vita picks this up nicely. It sits up. It's inviting for him, but again he snatches at it like Diagaraga down the other end. He's just made a mess.
He's been playing as regularly as he would like, Rafa De Vita, which means he's looking at his options in the summer. And quite a few players out there. Where will they be playing next season? Which division? Which club? There's Luongo. McCormack.
Jim Collins has got a really important role to play now. He's fairly fresh to the game coming off the bench, but he's trying to get up and support Story, and then he's going to have to make up the numbers in midfield when Brentford have the ball, so he's got a lot of work to get through.
Clayton Donaldson. Forshaw finding Logan. Now Douglas. Picked up here by Luongo. Well, a couple of minutes of the first period of extra time. No change in the scoreline. McCormack. Now De Vita. Nicely moving the ball back to McCormack. It's a good search forward from left back and a good challenge from Douglas.
We talked about these two teams being fit. Now McCormack, the Swindon skipper, I'll tell you what, he hasn't stopped running as freely now as he was in the first 5 minutes.
He's been in Swindon a couple of years, but he's very much the heart and soul of the football club. It's all action displays, plays anywhere. This time it's Luongo with the corner kick. Ball gets a fist on that as Flint was lurking. Now Roberts. Oh, he's done brilliantly. Gary Roberts, blocked by Douglas. Roberts to reload, he's found Luongo. Roberts. They're trying to prevent the corner, but unable to do so. Final action of the first period of extra time. Final action of the 90 minutes saw that man at Swindon level on a Gary Roberts corner kick. Roberts delivery again, easily away by Dean. One additional minute at the end of the first period of extra time. Logan had to be aware.
It's a real problem for Brentford defensively from corners. We've seen already the problems that Aidan Flint can cause, but De Vita's pinning Simon Moore to his goal line. He can't come off his line, affect things, get a punch on things. He's having to leave it to his defenders, and Flint invariably is getting up there and winning that ball.
Miles Story, good defending from Craig. And Story last, it's a goal kick to Brentford. Harley Dean. And the game will be decided in the next 50 minutes or possibly penalties. The fate of these two teams are resting on this because the scoreline hasn't changed in extra time. We are still as we were after 90 minutes.
No nearer knowing who's going to be getting to Wembley, but give credit to both sets of players and managers as well. They're still looking for the win. They're not just playing out time, looking for penalties and trying to win it in extra time.
Well, I mentioned earlier on that some Swindon fans have accused Kevin McDonald of lacking passion, but we saw plenty of passion celebrating those goals, particularly the equalising goal. He's well loved by the players. He's more of a coach than a manager. He's just waiting to see, really, it's his first job as a permanent manager, whether he takes to the management game, because he does like to coach. And he's giving those instructions there and hoping to rouse his players to one last effort, and likewise here, Uwe Rosler.
We talk about passion in managers, and of course we do see them doing that. It's about instilling a passion, a desire in your players, because they're the ones that are going to turn things around, and he must be mightily proud of what his team have done. They've kept coming back in this tie, and they're still right in it. They could still win it.
It's tough being a Brentford fan because they've seen it all before. They've so often been the nearly men, And they've been the nearly men twice in just over a week.
There's 6 playoff campaigns as well, and they've never got promoted. So you start thinking of all these negative stats when situations like this arise. You hit a crossbar against Doncaster and 2 goals to the good on 2 occasions, and the opposition keep coming back. You keep thinking it's just not going to be our season again.
A big chorus from the Brentford fans. And likewise, those wearing Swindon colours at the other end of the ground. Kevin McDonald is cheerleading from the dugout.
And that's very important for the 2 goalkeepers as well, because they may be thinking down the line. They're thinking 15 minutes ahead here and saying, I could be a hero, I could be a villain. So Simon Moore, West Fodringham have to concentrate for these 15 minutes. Forget about penalties. A big 15 minutes coming up for everyone.
Will anyone put their name up in lights in the next 15 minutes? Forshaw. Handball spotted by De Vita. A reminder that Yeovil are already through to the League One playoff final from the 19th of May, just up the road from here at Wembley. Indeed, Sheffield United are awaiting the winners of this. That's Craig. Forshaw jumping into Luongo. Flint fizzed back to Foderingham. Ollie Dean. That's Douglas. This is Hayes. He's been out on loan, remember, at Crawley this season. Massimo Luongo, always showing for the ball. Very confident player. Douglas, Diaguraga. Now it's Bidwell. Saunders on the outside. Saunders. Big plans, I should say, afoot for Brentford. Possible new stadium on the horizon. 15,000 all-seater, not too far away from here. Kew Bridge. They'll be playing Championship football. A couple of years away yet, the stadium. We're hoping the Championship isn't.
The game's getting a little bit scrappy, and that's probably understandable. Tired legs, tired minds, and both teams just lumping the ball forward and putting the pressure on the opposition. You do have to remember, Gary, as well, that game was on Saturday. It's been a very quick turnaround, and both managers were concerned about the time between the 2 games, and in many ways this is the last thing they wanted, because it's really demanding. One of them, of course, is going to get to Wembley and they'll be euphoric, but it's taking a lot out of the team that gets through.
It's Saunders, whose radar was off.
What we're looking for is that burst of pace, that bit of quality that's going to open the game up, change the course of the game. Saunders can certainly provide that for Brentford. He's target with that one, though.
In 13 years since Swindon were last in the 2nd tier of English football. And they're looking for back-to-back promotions to get there again. Doesn't seem unlikely as we hit the 95th minute here. But they're still alive and kicking. There's Jonathan Douglas. Now it's Forshaw. Bidwell on the outside of Roberts. It's a goal kick. As the clock ticks down closer and closer to the 30-minute mark. As they're out there who will try and step up and make a name for themselves, who will take a gamble, take a risk.
I think the first maybe 5 minutes or so of the final 15 minutes, you'll give it a real go, but once you're into that final 10, you just don't want to give anything away. You're not going to take any risks. You're just going to get the ball forward at every opportunity and help the opposition slip up.
Donaldson losing out to Flint. Logan. This is Forshaw. Some tumbling by Luongo. And well, Massimo Luongo. Story looking to hold the ball up. Luongo's continued his run forward. It's a good run forward as well. And spotting the danger was more. It was completed by Dean. Now it's Forshaw. Donaldson, a drop of the shoulder, but brings out a turf on that far side. He's looking for a hat-trick. Aidan Flint, no nonsense.
He's got the longest legs in League One, so if all the other players are tired, he must be especially tired.
And scoring that goal would have helped him. Diaguraga. Saunders. Luongo breathing down his neck. The break is on here for Swindon. Collins is after this, likewise Harley Dean.
Harley Dean has had an outstanding game. The timing of that challenge was superb. If he got it wrong, Collins was through.
It does go to penalties. Brentford have won both of their previous shootouts against Swindon Town. But remember what happened with penalties last week here. That penalty from Trotter. He's not on the pitch now. There's Kevin O'Connor, who scored a penalty at the county ground on Saturday. Uwe Rosler making friends in the Swindon dugout. McCormack. Douglas. Good switch from Harley Dean. Quite a good first touch from Saunders. Winding himself up for a shot. Hayes, Donaldson! Big save! Big moment from Potteringham!
Everything has gone right for Clayton Donaldson, and I'm sure he thinks he's scored. As soon as he makes contact with this, he probably feels it's in. It's great hold-up play from Hayes. He picks out Donaldson, but where's Potteringham? What a stunning save, his most important save of the season.
He may just have kept Swindon in the playoffs. They have more work to do here. Collins gets to it ahead of Dean. Forshaw goes down, no penalty. And Craig slams the shot wide.
I tell you what, this is debatable. The ball breaks, Luongo and Forshaw both go forward. The referee's in a good position, makes his mind up quickly. Luongo doesn't see where Forshaw is, he's stretching for it. He seems to make contact with him as well, and I just wonder whether the referee thought, can I give that at this stage of the game? And to me, the referee's in a good spot to actually give it if he thought it was a foul. To me, there was certainly some contact there. Yeah, there definitely was.
West London is racked with nerves right now. There's Douglas. Stolen away from Forshaw. Collected here by Logan. Hayes has put himself around since coming on. Clayton Donaldson Now he goes down this time, and the referee shakes his head, and he's given a free kick the other way. Clayton Donaldson picks himself up. Referee's over to have a word.
It's all happening. We talked about the players keeping their cool. The referee as well has to try and keep control of things. And is there much contact? No, there wasn't. You see McCormack actually moves his arms out of the way, and Clayton Donaldson, once he sees the white line, he thinks, I'll maybe take a chance here and throw myself. It's a little touch, but it's not enough to send him spinning into the penalty area.
He's yellow carded for simulation, just as he was at Bramall Lane a few weeks ago. That yellow card turned into a red.
I saw him. It was in the second half of the game when he went to ground and pretended he'd been kicked in the face as well. You don't want to see Donaldson do that. He's a very good player. He needs to cut that out of his game.
Penalties to settle this once and for all. 5 minutes away. On the way, Monday Night Football. Sunderland, who are in trouble again against Stoke City. It's live at 7 o'clock. Don't miss it. Monday Night Football from 7. Sunderland against Stoke. There's Bidwell. Saunders. Now Craig. This is Collins. Owango losing out to Dean, who saw the danger and saw his chance to snap in. Harley Dean. Now it's Saunders. This is Clayton Donaldson. This is drama. This is tense. And that's a save from Fotheringham.
He just doesn't catch it cleanly with the goal that he scored. A very similar position. He scuffs that into the corner. Fotheringham, for a big goalkeeper, I tell you what, he reacts really well. He gets down sharply, and that's so important. He's made 2 really crucial saves. Good footwork from Donaldson. Opens the angle up nicely, but he doesn't catch it cleanly. It gives the keeper a chance. Still great save.
Score from not too dissimilar positions. Scruffy goal in the first half, Clayton Donaldson. That seems a long, long time ago now. That's because it was. 3-3, 4-4 on aggregate. And we are just under 4 minutes away from penalty kicks. There's a booking on the way now for Ward. And that's just because he's been time wasting. Pumped forward by Dean. Return by Collins. Dean. This is Saunders. Bidwell on the outside has managed to dig that cross out. Bidwell needs some help with cramp here. Goalkeepers in front.
I'm just wondering that the outfield players I could maybe understand, but Wes Fotheringham has been decent. But I tell you what, it's horribly painful when you do have a problem, whether it be a calf or a hamstring. It's absolutely awful, and you need to get it sorted out. And of course, with penalties possibly coming up, you need to get him back on his feet.
Is that the list of penalty takers? Who the players out there know that they will be taking penalties? Will that be on their minds now with 2 minutes to play?
It's definitely not a takeaway order, is it? That is the penalty lineup that Uwe Rosler had a chat with Alan Kernigan. He's putting down the names that he believes will fire Brentford to Wembley.
It's okay to carry on. Fotheringham. That will be a couple of minutes added to the extra time. Once again, Brentford were seconds away from winning this game, from heading to Wembley. So Aidan Flint topped up with the equalising goal. Swindon were a little concerned that Donaldson was going to run all the way past West Fotheringham there. So we'll have 2 additional minutes at the end of the extra time here. Luongo. Luongo again, being pursued by Saunders. Overall, how would you sum up the 120 minutes we've seen today?
I just think it's been absolutely incredible, and of course this is the first extra time that we've had in the playoffs this season. We're probably due one. I did think this game was going to be incredibly tight. I've been amazed by Brentford's energy in that first half, and been amazed by the way that Swindon have just kept going. I thought they were getting great on a couple of occasions. They've shown great character, and I think the only way to finish this game is to probably go to penalties. That's the high drama we're probably looking for.
For sure. Yaguraga. Logan with the give and go. Story will try and hunt this down, and good positioning from Craig. Now it's Harley Dean being pursued by Story. It's the one last chance, because this is it now, or it's penalties. Luongo. Now it's Hayes. Donaldson is onside. Clayton Donaldson. That's Saunders. And that was Collins.
It's great work by Donaldson and Saunders, but Jonathan Douglas can't make up the ground. He's the one that Saunders is looking to pick out.
Just over 20 seconds left. This is for sure. Brentford have scored so many late goals this season. Bidwell's cross. Douglas tried to get to it. Ward did. Now it's Logan. Shalem Logan. More routine this time for Fotheringham.
He's got a touch of cramp, and shots coming firing in like that, you really want a comfortable save, and it was in the end for Fotheringham. But in this second period of extra time, he has been absolutely outstanding. 2 stunning saves. The first one, especially from Donaldson, has really kept Swindon in it.
Wembley is on hold. Brentford and Swindon Town cannot be separated. It will go down to a penalty shootout to decide who will take their place in the final of the League One playoffs. After 120 minutes, it's finished. Brentford 3, Swindon Town 3, and we will have the lottery of penalty kicks on the way next.
Fotheringham and Simon Moore with the opportunity to be a hero for their respective clubs. Just to remind you once again, as soon as we're done here at Griffin Park, we will head straight to the Monday night football. Sunderland against Stoke. What a huge game for Paolo Di Canio's side. That follows us here on Sky Sports 1 HD. But who's heading to Wembley to join Yeovil in the League One playoff final a week on Sunday? Let's find out as we go to the most dramatic of finishes in the company of Andy Hinchcliffe and once again Gary Weaver.
Whoever wins chooses whether to go first or second. Okay, we're taking it down the bottom end. What do you want? Alan.
Alan McCormack just holding the referee up for now. So the referee, Nigel Miller, spinning the coin. And Alan McCormack looks to have won the toss, and it's up to him what he wants to do.
He wants to get to Wembley, that's what he wants to do. It's just all about holding your nerve now. I took plenty of penalties in my time, not under this type of pressure, but it's about your technique. The simple things, make your mind up. And when I took them, I didn't even look at the goalkeeper, didn't worry about the goalkeeper, worry about my technique in striking the ball, pick a spot and bury it. Don't worry about the goalkeeper. If it's a good enough penalty, he won't stop it.
So Swindon have won the toss, as we saw. They want to go first, and as was mentioned in the studio, these are two great young goalkeepers, both linked with Premier League clubs. Simon Moore of Brentford, Wes Foderingham of Swindon Town, who's from around these parts, West London. It was a penalty which stopped Brentford winning promotion 9 days ago. We know that, they know that, Swindon know that. Will it be penalties that sends them to Wembley, or can Swindon write their own script here? Swindon reached the final of the League One playoffs via a penalty shootout 3 years ago. They beat Charlton, they held their nerve, and it's Joe De Vera who's the first to step up for Swindon Town.
It's not easy, it's all about your bottle. He's looking at all those Brentford fans who will be baying for him to miss this first penalty, so I think I would do, turn your back, put the ball on the spot, walk back, keep your head down and plant it home.
The kicks to be taken in front of the Ealing Road Terrace, where the Brentford fans are housed. Joe De Vera! There is ice in those veins.
Simon Moore had actually read the body shape that De Vera took when he slipped up to stroke the ball and just went to ground more. That was the only thing he got wrong. And then he dived straight across. He would have had a chance of getting a hand on it. It's a decent first penalty.
Sam Saunders steps forward. Remember, he was denied by the crossbar before Swindon levelled matters up.
It makes sense to me. He's the kind of player I'd turn to for your first penalty.
Saunders, bottom left-hand corner, no messing about.
Never looked in any doubt, but the thing that the Brentford players have to remember is Foderingham, I don't think he's moving too freely, so you put the ball in the corners. Has he got the push-off with that problem he's having with his calf? I presume he's got cramp. He's going to find it hard to get the reach.
The man who took us to extra time, Aidan Flint, the next to step up for Swindon. They're asking who he is. He may turn around and show them if he puts this away. Aidan Flint slips but scores.
I'll tell you what, he is mightily fortunate. He's looking at the penalty spot. We've seen it happen in the past, haven't we? David Beckham slipping and the ball going ballooning over the crossbar. Loses his footing, and I tell you what, it's a terrific penalty, but that could easily have gone past the post.
Next, it's Paul Hayes, who has spent a chunk of the season away from Brentford on loan at Crawley. Looking to level things up here. Paul Hayes does just that. Playing it's that bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah, first Saunders, now Hayes. I'm sure Uwe's probably had a word with his players and said, as I mentioned, just keep it in the corner, keep it on the floor. Foderingham's going to struggle to get there.
Swindon's leading scorer, James Collins, is next.
And so as these penalties go in, the pressure on the remaining penalty takers is absolutely immense. And the third penalty in a 5-penalty shootout, absolutely vital. These are the times when the pressure's on that players tend to really go for power at times and possibly blast it over the bar or miss the target.
Collins against Moore. Collins, beautifully done. Oh, he enjoyed that.
There's a clever penalty. He shapes up as if he's going to blast this, and then he just changes his mind and strokes it in the corner. A really clever penalty.
Time for Harley Dean, the centre half. His big pal is John Terry. We know what happened to him in a penalty shootout. Harley Dean! Every Brentford penalty has gone to Foderingham's left.
As solid as you like, he approaches it straight on. The important thing is he makes solid contact with his instep. He doesn't try and blast it, and then you run the risk of maybe ballooning it over the bar, but he keeps it on target, and Foderingham's been nowhere near any of them.
Now it's 19-year-old Miles Story, who has a couple of goals against Aston Villa on his CV this season. We're all square 3-3. It's a short one up. Story denied by Moore. Is that the moment for Brentford?
Well, it's a horror story, isn't it? But it's all about good goalkeeping, this. He reads the body shape of Miles Story. He knows where this is going to end up, and he is so sharp down to his left-hand side. It's a terrific stop. There's not that much power on the penalty. Gives the keeper a chance still. Does really well, strong left arm.
It's Tony Craig who's marched forward now for Brentford to try and give them the advantage here. He's won and lost the playoff final. Tony Craig, top corner. Brentford are almost there, but they've been almost there before.
Well, this is a really brave penalty. Most of the penalty takes have kept the ball on the floor, and that's normally the right choice. And once you lift the ball like this, you just run the risk of it sailing over the bar, but that's right in the top corner. Keeper no chance.
The pressure now is on Gary Roberts. Missed this, and it's all over. Gary Roberts has a great left foot, and he's managed to find the back of the net, which means the pressure is still on Brentford.
Yeah, Simon Moore, spectator. He has a wonderful left foot. Gary Roberts has had a bit of a mixed bag of a game, but he drills that one home. And how's your bottle now for Adam Forshaw?
A chance for Adam Forshaw to put his name up in lights. One penalty away. Adam Forshaw! Brentford are on their way to Wembley. This place is smiling again. They have written their own happy tale here this time. After being one kick away from the championship, they are now one match away from the championship.
Well, it's heartbreak and it's ecstasy. It's the playoffs. This is what is so fantastic about the end-of-season games. And Adam Forshaw there, nothing clever, just put his foot through the ball. Fotheringham never moved, and Brentford have really been through the mill against Doncaster and then in this game as well, and they've held their nerve. One missed penalty is the difference between these two clubs.
Griffin Park is partying apart from the Swindon fans away to our right. Heartbreak for Swindon. It's Brentford who are at Wembley. They have won on penalties.